I cheated on my husband and chose my boyfriend, then gave my kids an ultimatum. Respect him or leave my $1,000,000 house. They chose to leave, and now I'm realizing what I've really lost. Betrayal and diaries here. I cheated on my husband and chose my boyfriend, then gave my kids an ultimatum. Respect him or leave my $1,000,000 house. They chose to leave, and now I'm realizing what I've really lost. I don't know where else to put this, so I'm dropping it here before it eats me alive. I'm a 41F. I was married for 17 years to my ex, 44M. We got together young, built everything from scratch, had 2 kids who are now 16F and 13M. On paper, we were solid. No chaos, no screaming fights, no obvious dysfunction, just emptiness that grew slowly until it filled every corner of the house. By the end, I wasn't a partner. I was infrastructure. I handled school schedules, bills, meals, birthdays, emotional breakdowns, his deadlines, the kids' lives. I knew everyone's needs down to the smallest detail. No one knew mine, not because they were cruel, but because I stopped having any. Somewhere along the way, I trained myself out of existing. If you've ever felt invisible in your own life, you'll understand what happened next. I met someone through work, 46M divorced, messy past, the kind of man people warn you about, and maybe they're right to. But he saw me. Not mom, not wife, me. It started small, conversations that lasted too long, coffee that turned into long drives, late-night calls where I said things I hadn't even admitted to myself before. I didn't wake up one day planning to cheat. It crept up on me like oxygen after suffocation. And yes, it turned physical. I know what that makes me. I've spent 3 years hearing it from everyone else. I've said it to myself even louder. But here's the part no one wants to hear. It didn't feel like destruction in the moment. It felt like survival. Then everything detonated. His ex found out and decided to drop a bomb on my life. She contacted my husband directly. No warning. No chance for me to speak first. One phone call and my entire world flipped. I went from mom to disgrace overnight. My ex became the wounded hero, calm, composed, dignified, the man who did everything right. And I became the cautionary tale. My daughter shut down completely. She didn't yell, didn't cry. She just looked at me like something had died. My son was 10 at the time. He stopped hugging me, wouldn't sit near me, wouldn't answer when I spoke. That silence? It's louder than any insult. The weeks after were brutal. I moved out, not because I didn't want my kids, but because they made it clear they didn't want me. I respected that, even though it nearly broke me. I spiraled hard, lost weight, lost my job, could barely function. But I still showed up for court, for therapy, for every required step to stay in their lives. Eventually, I clawed my way back up. I went back into my field, started at the bottom again, built myself up until I was running the company. And before anyone assumes I was handed that role, I wasn't. I worked for it. Brutally. Yes, the man I'm with supported me. He believed in me. Opened doors, maybe. But I walked through them and proved I belonged there. And before anyone says it, I know who he is. I know his history. He cheated in his previous marriage. I didn't walk into this blind. I sat with that reality, wrestled with it, questioned everything. But people are complicated. He's done wrong, absolutely. So have I. What I see now is someone who has been consistent with me, who shows up, who doesn't make me disappear. For 3 years, I've tried to rebuild things with my kids, carefully, patiently, according to every therapist-approved guideline you can imagine. I never forced them to meet him. Not once. I kept that part of my life separate. I gave them control, space, time. Every few months I'd ask, calmly, gently, would you consider meeting him, just once? Somewhere neutral. Every time the answer was no. No discussion, no maybe. Just a wall. And I accepted it. Again and again. But how long does that go on? How long do I keep living like part of my life is something shameful I have to hide? They're older now. Not little kids anymore. They understand relationships, choices, consequences. Or at least, they think they do. What they don't understand is what it feels like to rebuild yourself from nothing while the people you love most keep you at arm's length. 2 days ago, I broke. I asked again. Same way as always. Calm voice. No pressure. They said no. Again. And something in me snapped. I told them I've paid for my mistake longer than anyone has the right to demand. That I won't keep hiding the person I love like he's something dirty. That if they come to my house, he will be there sometimes. Not constantly, not forced interaction, just present. I told them they can't expect me to stay frozen in the worst moment of my life while they move forward with theirs. And yeah, I said things I regret. I said it feels like they want me to stay miserable, that I've given everything for 3 years and gotten nothing back but rejection. That part I wish I could take back. My daughter just stared at me like she didn't recognize who I was. My son said okay in this quiet, flat voice and walked away. I didn't know one word could feel like a door slamming forever. Since then, the house has been hollow. They stay in their rooms. Minimal interaction. No warmth, no tension either. Just distance. And I can feel what's coming. If he comes over, they'll leave. No argument, no scene, just gone. They've done it before over smaller things. So here I am, stuck between two lives that refuse to exist in the same space. If I keep accommodating them, I lose myself again. If I stand my ground, I risk losing them. I know I caused this. I'm not pretending I didn't. But does one mistake mean I'm permanently disqualified from being happy in front of my own children? At what point does accountability end and punishment just become permanent? I don't know what the right move is anymore. Do I keep waiting and hope they come around? Or do I accept that loving them and living honestly might mean they pull even further away? I'm exhausted. I just need someone outside of this to tell me what they see. Because from where I'm standing, every option feels like losing.